Give me 1 second while I share my screen. And we'll be going over lecture 6 today, which is in module 9, if I'm not mistaken. And today we'll be talking about the keys of a visionary. We'll pick back up at key 4. We went over the first 3 keys. Key 4 is finding and evaluating the opportunity. And just to remind you of what a visionary business is about, the ultimate purpose of a visionary business is to transform the world by doing what we love to do. All right. So just to reiterate, to a little review for the keys of a visionary business. Key 1 is purpose, where you imagine your ideal life, discover your higher purpose. Key 2 is problem solving. What problems do you want to solve? What's the solution? Uh, Key 3, self-diagnosis. What resources do you have? Do you have the right stuff to start the business that you're trying to start? Key 4, finding and evaluating the opportunity. That's what we'll talk about today. And it's going to hone in and focus on the question of, is it real and large enough? All right. Is it real and is it large enough? Remember, entrepreneurial people are always generating ideas for potential business. That's the entrepreneur's toolkit. We looked at that earlier this semester. So again, entrepreneurial people are always generating ideas for potential business. And then the second one is from Dr. Seuss again. So Dr. Seuss says, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So again, it speaks to being passionate, being purposeful, being a change agent, and really tackling your higher purpose. Because if you don't care, nobody else will. And that can be applicable to any entrepreneurial endeavor. All right, characteristics of an opportunity. What does the opportunity look like? We talked about how to spot the opportunity, how to spot different times to enter the market. So the characteristics of an opportunity, a product or service that creates significant value. Okay, it creates significant value, and that speaks to the value creation and that value proposition. That's really the heart of your business, what makes your business tick. So for customers, by solving a significant problem or filling a significant unmet need, that brings them value and they're willing to pay a premium price for that value. Number 2, does it offer significant profit potential? Is there a place to make money off of it? Is there a substantial profit margin that's involved with your product or service? So to the entrepreneur and investors, enough to meet their risk reward expectations. Is there enough profit to reach the investors' expectations? Number 3, represents a good fit with the capabilities of the founder and the management team. That is something they have the expertise and skills to pursue. So that's speaking to, do I have what I need? Is it a good fit? Do I really have what I need what it takes to start this business? Do I have the resources, the skill set, and the people around me to make this a successful venture? Number 4 is durable in the sense that the opportunity for profits will persist over a reasonable length of time. That is not based on a monetary fad or need that will quickly disappear. So is it durable? Is it sustainable? Does it have the capacity to be innovative, to reach that competitive, sustainable advantage? And lastly, number 5, the opportunity is amenable to financing. Do I have enough financing? So that's one of the 2 things you need to think about in any plan or any strategy. Do I have enough time and do I have enough money? Is it feasible? Are the goals reachable? Am I going to be able to do this? Is this doable? Questions of the day. Is the opportunity big and real enough to pursue, right? A, does it create value for the intended customers? We talked about, is there a value proposition? B, can you profitably deliver your product or service? Can you make a profit? Can you make money? Can you, because we're all in business to make money, the bottom line. So can you increase that bottom line? Is the potential profitability commensurate with the associated business risk? So does the risk outweigh the potential for profit? D, will the window of opportunity stay open long enough? Because the windows of opportunity If you don't reach them in enough time, they'll keep closing on you, and you have to wait for another window. So will the window of opportunity stay open long enough for you to exploit it? Will it evaporate quickly? Can competitors quickly enter the field before you do? So these are all things to keep in mind uh, when you're looking for an opportunity. And of course, the last one is it financing? Uh, is the financing there for your project? What do you look for opportunities? Where do you look for opportunities? So we figured out the characteristics, what it looks like. Now, where do I find it? Number one, new knowledge and technological change is where you can find it. Regulatory change, when you talk about politics and government, what rules have changed. Uh, Social turmoil and civic failure. So things like the pandemic was a good example of social turmoil, recessions, things like that. Changing taste, just people changing the fads and what's popular. All those things change, uh, and you have to be aware of those things. Number five, the quest for a convenient solution. So convenience speaks to technology. Any technological advances that make the customer's experience more convenient, there's an opportunity there. Six, under the radar of big companies, and seven, the butterfly effect opportunities. So the lesson, we talk about pestle analysis and environmental scanning. So the pestle analysis is very important when you're trying to figure out where you are and the type of environment that you're operating in. So it looks at the political aspects for the P, the economic for the E, the social, what is society looking like, the technological advances, what's going on in the technological realm, the legality, the legal issues or the legal uh, characteristics of your enterprise that you choose, and of course the environmental, which speaks to pollution and things of that nature. All these things have to be evaluated when you're doing your environmental scanning and you're looking at international opportunity. So and you can take a look at this in your spare time. Remember, identifying an opportunity is only the first step. So that's just the antecedent to everything that comes after. The next is evaluation. Whose purpose is it to reveal the scope and details of the perceived opportunity? And that's from the Entrepreneur's Toolkit. Please make sure you research or look that up. The Entrepreneur's Toolkit. It has a lot of plethora of different resources that will help you in this course, and not just in this course. You can apply that after you graduate and you start to go out and start your own businesses. The next quote is from Dr. Seuss. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better, and it's just not. So there's those two quotes again. I want you to remember that and see how that is applicable to what we're talking about in this module. Remember, systematic. So to be systematic in your evaluation, begin with a thorough examination of the market for the business, product, or service. So that's when you look at a market analysis, look at the demographics, look at who's buying the product, look at the product, price, place, promotion. You look at your 4Ps, all those different tools to do a thorough examination of the market. Two, assess the current and anticipated level of competition. So you want to do a competitive analysis. Who's out there producing similar products and offering similar services? You want to see who you're up against. So that will speak to your strategy and inform you of what type of strategy you need to devise in order to be successful in the particular industry that you operate in. Three, look at the economics of the opportunity. Look at the demand. Look at the projections. Is it are people going to like this product in the future? Is this just a fad? You want to look at those things and consider those things so they can inform you to make the best decision, the most optimal decision possible at that particular time. And then lastly, consider the financial and human resources required for success. So like I said, any plan or any endeavor, any enterprise, anything moving forward, any movement, you have to look at the time, the finances, the human capital, the political capital, the environmental capital, all these resources, and that resource-based view will help you reach that competitive advantage to keep your business in business. All right, so the current topic, questions of the day. We went over this once, so we're going to look at it again. How will it benefit customers? How will people stand to benefit? What is the size of the market? Is the market stable or growing? If it's growing, at what annual rate? What percentage of the total market could the product service reasonably hope to capture? Are potential customers aware? Who exactly are the potential customers? Can you name them? Can you describe them? Demographics, psychographics? Can you look at their attitudes, interests, and opinions? What makes the potential customer tick? How can you reach the potential customer, whether that be through internet, the digital realm, distributors, retail stores, things like that? And lastly, what is the utility of the product or service relative to substitutes? How does your product differentiate? How does your product stand out from the competitor's product and the competitor service that are offering similar things that you have on the market? So you want to keep these things in mind when you talk about looking at the market, describing the market, and just evaluating what's going on in the particular market that you're operating. So the second question, what is the competitive situation? So that speaks to the competitor analysis, right? How are customers currently satisfying the need you've identified? Is it already out there? Are you novel? Are you the first one? Are you a trailblazer? How would a smart competitor respond to you entering the market? Are there barriers? Let's identify those barriers. Is it high or low? So that speaks to Porter's 5 forces, which you've probably learned in your strategic management course. E, have current competitors shown themselves to be agile and responsive to customer needs? So is there something that the competitors are missing that you can come in and capture that and create that value that the other company might not be aware of? What is the single worst thing that a competitor could do to your business prospects? What is potential impact of your success to your success? How would you respond to your competitors? So you look at how they will respond, and you also look at how you could respond. Lastly, what strategy on pricing, positioning, service, distribution, or product features would you give a sustainable, will give you a sustainable competitive advantage? And that just speaks to the 4 Ps. They just put them in different ways. Positioning, so you look at pricing, you look at the product, all the product attributes. You look at the distribution, which is the place that is being sold, place that it's being, the transaction, where the transaction occurs. And then you look at promotion, how it's being promoted, and things of that nature. Of course, you look at the economics. What's the trends in the economics? What's the forecast? What's the predictions for the future? What is the supply demand situation relative to your product or service? What substitutes? How are they affected when you enter the market? Will the business be dominated by fixed or variable costs? So that's very important. Do you have fixed costs where you charge people monthly subscription fees if you have one of those type of business, or do you have variable costs where it goes by the usage? How much do they use a particular product or service? And then it's you would come up with a price based on that. Will the business be dominated so by fixed or variable costs? So we just talked about that, the rise and fall of that and how that looks. And lastly, to what extent can suppliers and employees enforce cost increases on the proposed business? So those are, you're looking at some of your threats. That goes back to strengths, opportunity, weaknesses, and threats, which is your SWOT analysis, which is a great tool as well when you're starting and getting your business up and running. So the summary, the key takeaways today: 1, a business opportunity is one that, 1, creates significant values for customers. 2, offers significant risk-adjusted profit potential. 3, has a good fit with the capabilities of the management team. 4, is potentially profitable over a reasonable span of time. And 5, is amenable to financing. Number 2, to uncover entrepreneurial opportunities. And you look in areas of new knowledge, changing regulations, social turmoil, and changing tastes are some of the things that look at under that umbrella. 3, large companies often reject profitable opportunities because they are too small. So you want to look at how big or how small can this really be exploited. Number 4, Promising opportunities must be systematically evaluated through a process that considers the market and what that looks like as far as the demographics, psychographics, the income, just the characteristics, the attitudes, the behaviors of the particular market that you're operating in. And that concludes our lecture for today. This is lecture 6 from module 9. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email. You have my cell phone number, so give me shoot me a text or whatever is the best way to communicate. I'm always here. Let me know what I can do to help you out if you have any problems. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.